Good day, everybody. Zach Cords here with RevZilla, and welcome to RevZilla West here in Los Angeles, California, and the Daily Rider 2022 Year in Review video. We're going to talk about the 19 bikes that we rode this year and reflect a little bit on what we learned. So, what was the best motorcycle of 2022? Well, if the leaderboard has anything to say about it, it was the Aprilia Touareg 660, followed by the Suzuki GSX-S 1000 GT Plus, and third place on the podium, Ducati Desert X. Two of those bikes, of course, being sort of like classic, versatile adventure bike, which is understandable. I do tend to favor adventure bikes just because they're all the versatility, right? Go off-road, go on-road, do basically whatever you want to do. So yeah, the Touareg 660 I think is proudly atop the leaderboard. That's a decision I stand behind. It's priced pretty well. It fits lots of different sizes of people, I think, and you can just ride it to work, ride it on a long road trip, ride it down some dirt roads, ride it down some single track trail if you're confident enough, and it'll absolutely tackle all that stuff that you want to do. If I'm being really nitpicky about the Aprilia Touareg 660, I'm not in love with the way that it looks. Is that fair? It's kind of rounded off at the front, and I don't know, I feel like it could have benefited from some really sharp angles and really aggressive shape to go with the paint schemes, which I think are quite handsome actually. And I don't love the electronics I think they're kind of complicated, right? I think one of the things about a Yamaha Tenere 700 that everyone seems to like, including myself, is not just the size and the capability of it, but the simplicity. And the Touareg gets away from that simplicity a little bit. Options are good, grass is always greener maybe, I don't know. I think it's only fair to talk about the biggest disappointment of the year, and I think there are some good candidates for that. We're gonna ruffle some feathers here, people. Buckle up. CF Moto 650 Adventura. It's a Chinese knockoff of a Versys 650, and it's very uninventive and just not as good as a Versys, and you sort of wonder why they took a crack at such a beloved bike in the first place, but ultimately is a pretty good way to get to work. Other candidates, MV Agusta Turismo Veloce, very fancy, high performance, at least ostensibly, way to get to work, comfortable, but it just got beat out by a lot of stuff, I think my pick for biggest disappointment is the Vespa Primavera 150. I talk a lot about how much I like scooters, and I talk a lot about how I like pedigree and heritage and the way a bike makes you feel and that kind of thing. Well, what the heck is a Primavera 150 doing all the way down there, Zach? Well, it's kind of expensive. I mean, it costs as much as a Ninja 400, and it's got a little 150cc engine, and it doesn't actually do anything that any other 150cc scooter doesn't do. It looks great. I love Vespas. I do love a Vespa. I just wish that for 5,500 bucks, it would do something that other scooters just can't touch, aside from the look of it and the name on the side. Maybe I'd need a bigger one. Maybe I'd try a Vespa 300 or something, and that would elevate it. Biggest surprise of the year. What do you think here? We got what are some Harley Davidson Pan America, 4th place. I get a lot of flack for being a Harley hater, but that bike's a good bike for getting to work, getting almost anywhere really. Honda Rebel 500, pretty decent finish for a bike that's sort of benign, I guess. This is what I'm going with. Suzuki GSX-S 1000 GT Plus. I think on paper, I was so ready to dislike that bike. I was so ready to just dismiss it. Same old engine that you've been parading around the motorcycle world for 15 some odd years now, Suzuki. And I remember thinking, really? You're gonna take that same 1000cc engine, you're gonna put it in a new thing, you're gonna give it a facelift and a TFT screen, and you think you're gonna fool me into thinking that's a new bike and it's really capable and great? Well, guess what? That's what it is. It's great. I just was so impressed with that bike. I think the updates that Suzuki built around that engine, that power plant, are good. It looks kind of unique. The luggage is great. It's fast. If someone said they wanted to go to a intermediate track day, like, oh, I've been doing track days for a couple years and I was thinking about taking my GSX 1000 GT Plus, I'd say, hit it. You're gonna have fun. It's gonna be great. And likewise, if someone said I'm gonna take a 10,000 mile trip around the country and hit every state, I would say, do it. You're gonna be pretty comfortable, and it's probably gonna be reliable, and it looks sharp, and it blows your hair back. Good bike. Biggest surprise of 2022. There you have it, Jix's 1000 GT. One more thing I suppose we could cover is an honorable mention from 2022, and it's got to be my Daddy-O's R80 GS, which of course gets a heart because it's a member of the family, and it finished pretty well on the Daily Rider leaderboard, being a versatile bike, albeit 40 years old. It was a special episode, that one, for me. For those of you who saw it, you could tell I was, I don't know, caught up in it and really affected by doing that daily ride. And I had a lot of fun doing it and on location in my hometown there. So that one gets a special tip of the cap from me this year. And again, I hope that at some point I can do more of those on location daily riders if we come up with a reason to do them. Other than that, I just want to give you guys some updates on what's going to happen. So all these 19 or 20 bikes or whatever it was from 2022 will get migrated over to another archive board next to this one. So we'll keep track of all the stuff on the wall here. Another note is that the heart logo, I think we will replace moving forward in 2023 and beyond with a giggle score. There's been a lot of talk about giggle score during the course of 2022. People wanted me to rate it out of 10. We started doing that, but it got kind of convoluted and we didn't like it. So we're gonna go with I don't know, some sort of LOL emoji or a smiley face or something like that. And we're gonna give bikes credit for making us smile and making us laugh, even if they don't get a full-on heart. Because as we learned from the Daily Rider Classics board, it's the old bikes that charm us, right? Aside from the Grom. And yeah, aside from that, intro point will be new in 2023 because someone set up a quote-unquote legitimate business in the parking lot that we were using, and it kind of got crowded there at the end. You probably noticed as I was kicking off my rides, there were people trying to get on with their day. So we'll find a new brick wall in my neighborhood. We'll have a new emoji. We'll have a clean slate, more or less, for 2023. Also, I should mention that if you would like a closer look at this list of bikes from this year and past years, if you like, there's an article that will go live on Common Tread a few days from when this video goes up. So keep an eye out for a link in the description of the video, or come the first week of January, Google Daily Rider 2022 Year in Review, and you should find it on our website. So thank you for everyone who watched Daily Riders in 2022 and beyond that, prior to that. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next year, or this year, whenever you're watching it.
Alley-oop. Whoop. Look at it go. Oh, look at us go. Oh, look at us go. Yeah, Navi. There we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hex to the yes. Oh, yeah. Woo, look at it go. The bike will definitely wheelie. There we go. Woo, look at us go. Yeah. It's as long as an 80s Cadillac, and it only makes 42 horsepower peak. So we're gonna try the old passenger peg trick. We're gonna go for it here, everybody. Are you ready? Oh my God, I'm gonna pull my shoulder out of the socket. Come on. Oh no, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I got the front wheel. Oh, I did get the front wheel off the ground, but boy, I'm gonna feel it in my neck tomorrow.